Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to another day of the 2026 FIFA World Cup breakdown on your channel, Phil's Corner. I am, of course, Phil. From Phil's Corner, I am dejected right now, kind of sad. South Africa, of course, won their game. South Korea. I have no words for you, Son Heung-min. But anyway, we're gonna get into that, and of course, every other bit of action, from yesterday's action. Some good games, very entertaining games, very interesting groups, and how they ended. The South Korea lost, South Africa win, did a lot for Group A. That Group A should be Group A, yeah. They were the last group to play, but that is definitely Group A. But other than that, there was still some great action. We had some teams go home officially. I think maybe were they already home? Cannot remember. We're gonna dive into it right now, though. But first, let's just go into the start of yesterday's action. Of course, the day kicked off with Group B. Switzerland took on the Canadians. Winner of that match went top of the group, and of course, the winner of that game was the Swiss. The Swiss beat out the Canadians. Uh, Unfortunately for the Canada, because Canada just had to draw because they had the superior goal difference. If they drew that game, they would have finished top, and that's significant because they would have had home turf advantage for their, I think, for the rest of the tournament actually. So it definitely for the round of 32 and the round of 16 and the quarters as well. They would have stayed, yeah, I think all the way into the at least the final, until at least semi-final, not the finals at MetLife, New York, New Jersey, whatever. So 100%, they could and should have uh done better in they went behind in I saw the second half. Vargas with the goal, and then the young sensation, the young sensation scored another good goal. Um, I just have to find his name. Manzambi, Johan Manzambi. Yeah, so Vargas and Johan Manzambi with the goals. Promise David, no relation with Jonathan David, as the commentator said in the game, made it 2-1. And they pushed and pushed, but they were just so poor for the majority of the game. If they had played like that from the beginning, you would have, you'd have seen, it would definitely been a better picture. It would have been better, rather, from what could have been for the Canadians, but they just didn't do enough. In the other game, Bosnia beat Qatar because they had to. I mean, I know Bosnia is rubbish. Then they don't get me wrong, they are rubbish. They are not good. But even they had to beat Qatar. They would have done score more goals, so they finished with 3 points. Sorry, they finished with 4 points, which should be enough to see them through. But 4 points on -1 goal difference. Bosnia should be into the next round. Unfortunately, I really do mean that because they are horrendous. They just not good too. Anyway, Bosnia Bosnia came out 3-1 victors. Goes with from Aj- Ajabjegovic, who became the youngest ever World Cup goal scorer. He's only 18. The 11th one goal of the competition. On goals, one of the, I think, at the top goal scorer of the competition right now with Mahmoud Abunada with a 34th minute on goal. Hassan Al Haidos put one back for the Qatari, but um, Mamic, Ermin Mamic made it 3-1. Game done. Bosnia moving on to the next round. Good performance from them, had to have been, but all things considered, it's as good as it got. For the next group, Group C, the matches went as expected. Brazil put Scotland to score. But passing out from the back, I don't know. You're Scotland playing against Brazil and you're deciding to pass out from the back. Anyway, Vinny Jr. scored from that as they deserve. He also scored a header, which says enough about the defending at the back posts. That Scotland allowed him to score a header. Bruno Guimaraes with a beautiful pass to. But they could have scored himself. Laid off with Mateus Cunha. Did you know every goal scored by Brazil in this competition has been scored or assisted? I think no, has been scored by either Matthias Cunha or Vinicius Jr. That's a fun fact. So every goal, all seven of them. Three against Scotland, three against Haiti, that single one against Morocco. So yeah, four for Vinny. He's in the Golden Boot race as well. Three for Cunha. So it's a pretty good game coming out for the Brazilians. Next, of course, we have the Morocco versus Haiti. Scotland. Quick note on the Scots. They have 3 points. They could have done without the negative three goal difference. They really, phew, they would really have done well by not conceding all those goals. They really would have. But yeah, it's not great for them. Should they be one of the best third place teams? They of course could face the Germans. They could face a bunch of other teams. They could face a bunch of teams who will finish first. Anyway, but we'll get into the next round of fixtures soon. Like what today's results meant. What yesterday's results meant for the fixtures. Right now, going back to the actual scores, Morocco 3, Haiti, Morocco 4, Haiti 2, sorry. Another, I think that was it an ongoing this game? Technically, I think that's a 12th one. Bono with an on goal, with the opening scoring. And Hakimi leveled the score before half time. Wilson Isidore with beautiful rocket, really. I should say Bono's on goal was like, it was, it was a flicked shot which went in off of his back. So I think Joseph was of the shot. So it was like the back heel things. It was going wide, went off, bonus back went in. Isidore for a rocket. After into the top corner, nothing Bono could do about that. After Hakimi bumbled one in. Salabria with his third goal. He scored in every group game, so that's his third goal of the competition. Is a very good finish as well. Um, Sofian Rahimi with scored from a corner, and Yassin scored the fourth after the ball was kept in play quite well. Really, the ball was kept in play by Rahimi as well. So yeah, very entertaining game, very good game. Haiti with their first couple of World Cup goals, they did exceptionally well in this game. The better team won at the end of the day, as we all could have expected to happen, but they did their damnedest best. And finally, let's finally on to Group A action. Very quickly, Mexico handled Czechia. Czechia were a disgrace in this competition. Absolute disappointment. Happy to see that they did not go through. 3-0 win for Mexico. They did not concede a single goal. Am I right to think that they're the only team so far? Spain hasn't conceded a goal either. But of the teams which have advanced, they're the only team to have advanced without conceding a single goal, as in and have finished all their group games. I should also say, because Argentina hasn't conceded. The bunch of them have conceded, but they haven't played their third game. But teams which have played 3 games, Mexico, 100%, goal difference of +6, meaning they've scored 6, conceded none. In this game, their goal scorers were Chavez, Quinones, and Fidalgo. Very good goals off the break. Chavez's goal was a great counter. Um, yeah, it was a beautiful goal. Quinones with a tap in, and after a calamity of errors where the ball wasn't cleared by the Czechia back line, and Fidalgo as well with a good goal after some good interchange and good passing. So Very well done by the Czechia. South Korea, all right, this sorry, very good done by the Mexicans. Czechia, may you never appear in the World Cup again until you fix your act. That was horrendous throughout the competition. I don't know how you got 1 point, but you did. You got 1 point because you played South Africa, who are going through Czechia. You know what? Czechia. Uh, not Czechia. South Korea. South Korea might still go through. They have 3 points, -1 goal difference, same as Scotland. So if need be, the tiebreaker will be on goals scored, and I think they have 2 goals to Scotland's 1. So that could be the advantage for them. No, Scotland has goal difference of -3. Am I correct? Yes, -3. It's yeah. So they'll beat the tiebreaker there. With the Scots, South Korea were poor in this game. They had the ball, but didn't really look like creating a lot of chances of scoring goals. South Africa dominated more of the play. They did very well in and on the counter. They dominated more of the shooting chances. They were excellent for the most part going forward. So, South Africa, and to be fair, bias aside, they have come into the tournament very well. They're looking better and better as tournament has gone through. Away from that, I mean, the bar was so low after that horrendous showing. But either way, they still did look good enough to win, and when they did, they booked their place to the next round. Speaking of, now here's the interesting. The next round, they are facing Canada. They shall face Canada once everything is done, they shall head out to LA to face the Canadians in the next round. Brazil is awaiting the winner, the second place team, which could be either Japan or Netherlands. Yes, because no, yeah, it could be either Japan or the Netherlands, or Japan will be facing the Netherlands. So Japan will be facing Sweden. So yeah, so if Sweden beats anyway, actually any of these teams could finish because if Tunisia draw against the Dutch, we'll get there. But the point is, Brazil will be facing the second place team from Group F, which could be either Netherlands, Japan, or Sweden. Just given depending on how the results go. Morocco will place the first team will face the first place team from Group F, and it could be any of those other teams. And Switzerland will place one of the third place teams. Same as Mexico will place one of the third place or one of the third place teams, and Germany as well. So that's how it's looking for after the games yesterday. Well, for the teams which have won and teams which have been knocked out, of course, if you're out, you're out. But teams which have advanced, we're now seeing where they are most likely to go. And as for today's slate of fixtures, we start at 4 p.m. So that's Group E action: Ecuador, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and New York, New Jersey, Ecuador, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast is at the link, Philadelphia. Um, Ecuador, Germany. Ecuador needs to win that game uh, because they failed to beat Curacao. Ivory Coast. But I'm gonna say Germany probably Germany gonna win that game. Curacao, Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is gonna win that one handedly, I would say. Germany, Ecuador, 2-1 Germany. 3-0 Cote d'Ivoire. Tunisia, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, in Kansas and Dallas, respectively. 7 p.m. kickoff for Group F. I'm going to give this one to Netherlands can beat Tunisia. Japan, Sweden next year being a draw. Or Japan could win. Let's see, that's a draw. 1-0 draw, 3-0 to Netherlands. Why not? Turkey, USA. Turkey is rubbish. This can be this is Group D action. In LA, Turkey versus USA. USA, if they don't, they should make. I have them make changes just to rest players. Depends what they do. I'll just say a draw, 1-0, maybe 2-2. If not, the USA is gonna win. Paraguay, Australia. This game means nothing because USA is finishing top and Turkey is not advancing, finishing bottom because they lost to both Paraguay and Australia. So the game is it's as meaningless of a game that you could have. But at the same time, Paraguay, Australia, San Francisco, I'm giving that one to Paraguay. I think just about this is where Australia's Cinderella run ends. Now, implications. Let's look at the implications real quick for today's games. We're gonna start off with group. No, we're gonna start with Group D. Really simple. The winner of the game finishes second behind the USA between Australia and Paraguay. If it's a draw, Australia has better goal difference. They will finish second, and being second in Group D will mean so. So the second place in Group D will place the second place team in Group 2. Sorry, the second place team in Group G. So they would face either that's Egypt's group. Next, moving on to Group E, Germany will finish top no matter what. So we're just looking at Cote d'Ivoire and Ecuador. Ecuador, the only chance Ecuador have really is if Cote d'Ivoire fails to beat Curacao. Cote d'Ivoire is pivotal because if Curacao beats Cote d'Ivoire by some miracle and Ecuador beats Germany, that's the only chance that Germany have. Sorry, Ecuador have of finishing second. Next best scenario for them is they just beat Germany and beat them handedly to increase that goal difference because they will finish with 4 points. But as long as Cote d'Ivoire draw, they will finish second in that group, and second place in Group E shall place second place in Group I. So, which would probably be Norway if we listen to Erling Haaland, but it could also be France. And final group we have is Group F for the day. This is the most interesting group so far. This was the group of death coming to competition, and we were correct. Whoever said this group of death, we were all right. Netherlands and Japan both have. There's no tiebreaker on them because they have the same amount of points and goal difference. But Netherlands have scored one more goal, and of course they drew against each other. Now, if Japan beats Sweden, they're guaranteed to finish. Japan just has to draw. Sweden has to beat. Here are the implications. Here are the implications. So the Dutch. Netherlands just has to beat Tunisia, and they're going to finish. They'll probably finish top unless Japan hammer the Swedes. So if Netherlands beat Tunisia and Japan beats Sweden, but Netherlands have a better goal difference as Japan and goal scored as Japan, then the Dutch are gonna finish top. If the Japanese do the inverse and like they beat the Swedes and have a much higher goal difference and whatnot than the Dutch, then they will finish top, and then the Dutch finish second. Either way, Sweden is gonna finish third. Right now they have 3 points on zero goal difference because somehow you blew a +4 goal difference. Only Sweden, and this being the case, they would want to. They're gonna want to qualify, but whatever happens, they don't want to lose by a ton of goals. Easy enough if both games end as a draw, then it will finish with the Netherlands on top because of the goal scored factor. They have one more goal than the Japanese in the competition, and Sweden will finish on 4 points, and the other two will finish on 5 points. So Sweden should see Sweden safe in qualification on the 4 points, plus the fact their goal difference would be on zero. For Sweden to of course finish top, they will need the Dutch to draw and to beat the Japanese. So that's really it for that group. It's kind of straightforward. It has the most implications, but it is really straightforward. And as discussed earlier, the winner of the second place team in this group is going to face Brazil, and the winner of the group will face Morocco. So yeah, those are your implications for these upcoming matches. But that shall do it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much once again for joining me. If you have stayed until the end, please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, share the video, and leave a comment in the comment section. It's been a pleasure, really, doing this once again. I do hope you enjoyed. If you say then, you probably did. Until next time, do have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you. Until next time, goodbye. Malawi, the Flames.